In the beginning, there was no England, only a land of wild forests, rolling hills, and scattered tribes. But out of this untamed wilderness, a nation was born. This is the story of how a collection of warring kingdoms bound by blood and battle forged a new identity, a story of the creation of England. The tale begins with the arrival of the Romans. When they set foot on this island in 43 AD, they found a land divided, a patchwork of Celtic tribes, each with its own customs and gods. The Romans brought order, roads and cities, connecting distant lands to the heart of their empire. But even the might of Rome could not last forever. As Rome faltered and withdrew in the early 5th century, the vacuum it left behind was filled by new arrivals: Angles, Saxons, Jutes. Fierce warriors from across the North Sea, they carved out kingdoms from the chaos, pushing the native Britons westward. The old Roman towns fell into ruin, and in their place rose new Germanic strongholds. The land began to take a new shape, but it was still a land of many kings. This was the age of the Heptarchy, 7 powerful kingdoms that vied for dominance. Northumbria in the north, Mercia in the heartland, East Anglia in the east, Wessex, Sussex, Kent and Essex in the south. They fought not just against each other, but against invaders from every direction. Yet in their struggle, they began to lay the foundations of a unified identity. One man would rise above the others, a king whose vision would help create the idea of England. Alfred of Wessex, known to history as Alfred the Great. In the late 9th century, as Viking hordes swept across the land, it was Alfred who rallied the fractured kingdoms. Through diplomacy, war and cunning, he began the process of unification, defending his people and his land from those who sought to tear it apart. Alfred's victories were not just on the battlefield. He promoted learning and law, established a navy to defend his shores, and began to codify the laws that would bind the land together. He dreamed of a kingdom united not just by force, but by culture, faith and law. And though he never saw it completed, his dream set the course for the creation of England. It was Alfred's grandson, Aethelstan, who would become the first to truly claim the title of King of the English. In 927 AD, after a series of battles and strategic alliances, Aethelstan brought the last of the independent kingdoms under his control. For the first time, the land was united under one crown, one king. The creation of England was complete, but this new nation was fragile and its survival far from assured. The threat from the Vikings did not disappear. In the years that followed, England would face renewed invasions, internal strife and rebellion. The kingdom nearly shattered under the weight of these challenges, but each crisis forged a stronger identity. Kings like Edgar the Peaceful worked to consolidate power, creating a sense of nationhood that went beyond the sword, a unity born from a shared language, culture and Christian faith. The church played a critical role in this creation. Monasteries became centers of learning and culture, and the Christian faith provided a common bond that transcended local loyalties. The laws written down in this period, the chronicles kept by monks, all helped to solidify the concept of a single English nation. Yet the creation of England was still a work in progress. In 1066, William the Conqueror crossed the Channel, claiming the English throne and forever altering the course of history. The Norman conquest imposed a new ruling class and a new language, but it did not erase the idea of England. Instead, it reinforced it, merging Saxon and Norman into something new. A kingdom with a strong centralized power, a nation on the path to becoming a global power. With the Normans came new laws, new structures of governance, and the castles that still dot the landscape today. These changes deepened the divisions, but also created the conditions for the eventual emergence of a united English state. Over the centuries, the identity of England would continue to evolve, shaped by war, diplomacy, and the blending of cultures. The creation of England was not the work of a single moment or a single man, but the result of centuries of struggle, innovation, and vision. From the ancient tribes of Britannia to the kings who ruled from their wooden halls, to the warriors who defended these shores, the story of England is one of endurance and transformation. A nation forged in the fires of conflict, tempered by the wisdom of its leaders and bound by a shared identity. This is the story of how England was created, a land of legends, of heroes, of enduring spirit, a nation that, through the passage of time, has become more than just a place on a map. It has become an idea, a legacy, a story that continues to be written with each new generation. Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe. We are constantly producing a stream of compelling new history videos which I'm sure you won't want to miss. Thanks again. Bye for now.